All right. Think I'm up and running now. We just do a quick test over here on YouTube. Howdy, Jay. All right. What I want to do is I actually want to play around with some QwQ that Qwen put out, and I also want to play around with a little bit more Claude 3.7 Sonnet. If you have any like particular things you want me to test, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna like fire through a bunch of my normal testing. I want to actually see how QwQ does with like that neural network problem, for example. Hello, Jeff. I don't feel like Qwen has gotten a lot of attention with its early access to QwQ. So I'm hoping it's good. We'll have to see how this thing does. Let's start with something simple. Let's do a Connect 4 game here. I want to see. It's actually pretty cool. Huh. Terminal open. It's actually doing a lot of thinking for a Connect 4 game. Go ahead and get Claude ready too. Hey, Kizzy. Man, I gotta tell you though, like the amount of tokens that I used today with Claude is astronomical. Check this out. I go to my, I think I'm over 20 million now. Let me see if I actually hit it. Nope, almost 20 million. 19,762,000. I had to lay off a little bit. It was getting up there. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. I wonder if it's going to be any good. I literally have not ran anything through. I've used Qwen 2.5 Max a lot, but I've not done the thinking, the early preview, which it just came out a few days ago. Early preview. They announced it on Twitter. That's not the one. This is it. The link here. Yeah, so this came out like a day ago. Backed by the QwQ Max preview. Man, I don't know how long this thing is gonna think. Holy crap. This is crazy. Have you guys tried this already? Yeah, so what I asked it to make it a Connect 4 game. Like a very simple prompt. Give me the time? That is ridiculous. Okay, while that's running, let's go ahead and do the same prompt over here to Claude. Just to see, because I haven't ran this one on this one yet. Claude will probably think for like 5 seconds. It's actually gonna put more thought into it. Ooh. It's always so random to me. Like sometimes Claude will do really long thinking. It's probably got like some sort of internal mechanism to figure out how much it should be thinking. Oh man, I actually really like Qwen 2 Max. I've just never used the QwQ version of this. I'm not sure how much I like how. If it turns out with something really awesome, I'll be excited. But this seems like a lot of thinking for a Connect 4 game. But to be fair, Claude is also doing a lot of thinking on it. Man, these better be awesome. Oh, here we go. We've got some code finally coming. One thing I found with like Qwen 2.5 Max is it's like probably my favorite at like writing. I know everybody probably has their own taste for that, but if I need ideas for like writing pretty much anything, I'll bounce it off Qwen 2.5 Max because I just feel like it has a really good range of like ideas it gives me. Years ago, I used to teach a class called Theory of Algorithms, and what I would do, you guys might wonder why I always do the Connect Four, but my final project in that class, this was a freshman year like college class. I actually had a Connect Four like engine built, and I had it plugged in where each student could make an AI to play, and we'd all make our own like Connect Four AI, and I would do like a round robin tournament to see like which AI was the best. Some students like went like super crazy into a lot of detail. Others would just do like the most basic one ever, and it was amazing. Like sometimes you get a match of Connect Four that would go on until the very last piece. Only 225 lines of code. I'm not sure. Python test.py. See what it does. It should have all the dependency. Yeah, very. This has almost gotten too easy. It wasn't that long ago, like no one could do this, but doing a good job. It's gonna win. I can't beat the Minimax if they've got this implemented correctly. I drop here, he wins. I have to block in there. Yeah, he had me in two ways. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's see if Claude's finished. Yeah, I know. With some of the AI stuff that you can generate now, that'd be super cool. Generate an entire game of Guess Who. I keep thinking like the next iteration, like I really want them to actually do like animated pieces falling. This is a very like bare bones version. I like that it actually has the restart in there. Yeah, very basic. All right, let's try it a harder one now with Qwen. Now that we've warmed it up a bit, I want to go grab the neural network one. That's my favorite. Actually, I like the whiteboard one too. I know that one that may not be as awesome to look at, but make a new chat here. But I think that might not be my latest one. Let me go check something real quick. Need to make sure I've got the. Yeah, I've got to update that and that. Okay, that's my latest prompt. That's cool. What have you come up with some cool prompts too? I'm always trying to like think of like interesting prompts. And I feel like I need to give Cursor another try. I tried it like when it first came out and I used it for about maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And I actually kind of liked it. I feel like I need to go back to it because at that point, it felt very bare bones, and there were other tools coming out that I felt like were better in VS Code. But it almost feels like everybody's using Cursor nowadays. Yeah, like my go-to, just to kind of show you while this is going. I don't know if you guys have tried this yet on Windows. If you download the Insider Edition of Visual Studio, the agent mode here seems a lot like what I see people doing in Cursor. It's pretty incredible too, because I can give it like really. It's almost like I'd say what Claude Code does a little bit, where it kind of you don't have to give it like all the specific instructions; it'll just run and like do the work for you. Yeah, that sounds awesome. This one's still thinking over here. Do you think Cursor's better than Insider with Copilot? Jeff, I saw that one on Twitter. The one I forget which model actually did. Was it Claude that made it? See if I can find that again. But it looked super super sweet. Yeah, that's true. What? It's there now. Look at this. We actually have Claude 3.7 Sonnet in here now. Oh man, all day today I've been using that with 3.5. That is super cool. All right, I gotta find that tweet while this is running. Okay. I think it was Claude. Yeah, I definitely need to give Cursor. I still have it installed actually. I just haven't ran it lately. I actually spent probably more time recently with Windsurf, but my problem with Windsurf is I was constantly running out of credits. I might just be doing too much like coding, and I don't know, I like the ability to go from so like my current setup is I do a lot of stuff with GitHub Copilot, and then I do a ton in like Rue code, like absolute like really ton, because I can then switch my models. So I'll switch between like Gemini Flash, or I'll switch between like Claude Sonnet. Yeah, I need to try it. 50 for free sounds amazing. Is that 50 like one time, or is that like in a month? Do you know? Sorry if you don't know. Curious. Yeah, Windsurf, there the amount of uh queries that it gives you just seems very low for how much coding I do. As you can see from the number of tokens I used on Claude 3.7 today, painful. Yeah, I'll open it up and see. I have literally have not opened this thing for months. Probably can still be on my main repo. See if it auto updated for me. Oh yeah, this is when I was playing around with the Auto GPT repository. I forgot about that. It is installing an update now. Yeah, that's sweet. I might have to just spend a week with Cursor. So many people are talking about it. You know, this one's 208 lines of code for the prompt that I did here. I'm not very optimistic. This is going to be as good as the one we got from Claude, or yeah, Claude the other day. This one, take a look. All right. Oh, it is. It put me in training mode. Save sample. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. I do have to clear it each time. How many times is it going to make me do it? Claude made me do it. I think I may not hit clear or save that one time. I'm just going to do 0 forever. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 0 for forever. They want like 10 of them? Ah, come on. I think it's just throwing an error over here on the right I'm seeing. It's not actually triggering anything. That's too bad. I don't know if you guys saw the one that Claude did. This one just blows my mind. Here. Yeah, that it was so funny. Like when I was doing this the first time, you know, you have to do it, save sample. What I like about this is that auto clears it for you. I thought this was like just a really good one put together. It's a terrible. I don't know. This one has like a special place in my heart too, because when I was learning how to write neural networks, way before all the LLM craze, this was like many years ago. This is one I wrote from scratch, and it's a little bit painful, not gonna lie, that I could actually have an LLM write it in about 10 minutes. It wasn't even 10 minutes. Get up and running when I was spending so much time actually building this thing. That's super cool. So QwQ is not crazy impressive for me right now. So try the traffic simulation one. Gotta turn that on. Yeah, that thing will never miss 0, that's for sure. See if cursor's updated now. I'm gonna open up one of my other repos. This one. Put up my latest stuff. All right, I gotta learn how this thing works again. I can put it on like agent mode here. Normal mode. Oh, I see. That's super sweet. Yeah, I still can't believe that Claude version. Man, if you guys think of any good prompts too, I've been playing around. So let me show you some of the other ones I've been playing around with. That I haven't got them tuned right to where I can like do a good videos on them yet. Um, but I had this idea for a procedural like dungeon crawler game, and what I wanted to do was kind of like I wanted to basically have loot that you can pick up and enemies that you can fight, and it can all just be basic geometric shapes. But the idea would be, have it actually generate like a maze basically that you can kind of walk through. Just not getting good responses with that yet. Um, so I'm not totally happy with that one. And then the other one that I've been trying to get is this autonomous drone flight simulator. So basically starting to use like 3D. My experiences with like Panda 3D and OpenGL, but I was thinking like if I could get it to where you could actually have like a drone autonomously fly through like a city or something, I think that'd be kind of sweet. And another one I've been playing around with is a interactive physics playground. Yeah, I really would like to get some of these working. You can kind of see some of the other ones I'm working on too. I've got this augmented reality face filter app that I'm trying to do. And the idea behind that was, if you saw the one with the hand where you can kind of detect the hand, I was like, what if I could actually detect the face and then apply like a funny picture like on someone's face? I don't know, just something goofy there, and have it like track so while you're moving around, like it's kind of moving with it. So those are ones that I'm kind of working on trying to tune a bit. The whiteboard one's come along pretty well. I've actually got good results on that one. Man, this thing is thinking a long time. If this comes out with like a good traffic simulation, I'm gonna be super excited. Really, Grok 3 is the only one that's done that for me so far. Yeah, I hear you. 6 axis sage. I like doing that too. Dude, I can't believe the amount of tokens this thing is cranking out. It's actually literally going through like start spawning vehicles, start the update loop. Wait, in the code, the vehicles don't actually check the traffic lights when they arrive. That's cool. A lot of the ones that I've actually had built actually aren't doing that. Yeah, I've been seeing that too, which actually is what got me to want to do um, that drone simulator. Because I saw someone say that they were able to do like basically a 3D world with like cities and stuff. I can't imagine that happening in one prompt though. It'd be amazing if it did. Do you know if you can use local models in Cursor now? I mean, I guess in general, I could probably put the extensions in here for like root code. Did they block those? No, cool, that's in there. I can just use it that way in my local model. I changed it just enough where I don't know where the settings are because then VS Code is over here. Let's see here. All the hotkeys are the same either. Oh, sweet. Yes, that's my favorite. Got to do O3 mini. Okay, this is way better already. I appreciate you telling me about this. This is what I want to be able to just control like my own API keys. That is amazing. But yeah, I could drop my own Google key in there, own Claude key in there. It might actually be cheaper to pay for a cursor now. So if I end up using a lot, let me go look at the pricing on. It was $20 when I looked at it last time. Let's see what it is now. Unlimited completions, code completions, 500 premium requests per month. Uh, I get the yearly plan. Isn't there a way to like buy add-on like credits as well? Oh, that's super cool to know. Back when I used it before, they just cut me off. They've definitely improved that. Yeah, it would literally just be like, you're done. Man, I am not okay. I'm not too excited about the QwQ thinking version here. What is this? Oh, it's just basically an intersection with I don't really know what it's doing. Oh my god. It's a single intersection. Yeah, I think you've talked me into it, Kizzy. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to use cursor all day and see what happens. It just seems to be the thing that everybody's using. I was actually looking earlier today, and Windsurf hadn't even updated Claude 3.7 Sonnet yet. This is really bad. Well, I think we're gonna probably abandon the Qwen testing unless anybody else wants to test anything in particular. But you definitely do not want it controlling your traffic lights. That is awful. That's terrible. The best one honestly is the Grok one. I don't think I have that one anymore, but that one actually turned out so good. It was super good. Let me go to another one of these. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try the Claude 3.7 Sonnet in this Copilot. I have not tried that yet. Over here. Yeah, Grok did so good at the traffic light. Oh yeah, I should totally do that. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do GitHub Copilot, Claude 3.7, and have it do it? Let me give it that same prompt. Let me go. Do I still have it in my? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me go grab that back. That's a great idea, Kizzy. Let's go and grab this guy here. And we're going to have GitHub Copilot. Oh, I got to put it in agent mode. 3.7. Yes. And then we're going to do the same thing in Cursor. I'm going to go ahead and open up and make a new repo for this. Open folder. That's trugging away. I've never used Claude 3.7 Sonnet with GitHub Copilot agent, so I'm curious if it's going to work. Here, why don't we see if we can split screen this thing a little bit. Cursor to look good over here. Let me see. Cursor. All right. Cursor. New chat. See what that does. All right, and then composer agent. Yeah. I don't know if GitHub Copilot's gonna do anything here. Oh, there it goes. Oh no! Come on, cursor. Try it again in a second here. It actually wants to run it. Fine. Oh, that's a car coming. Can actually. Oh, it's still doing stuff back. Oh no, it just finished. I think I'm gonna try to like tweak it a little bit too. Hit plus here. Right. Make cars move a lot faster. Lights a lot realistic. Try this again. Oh, cursor. That's a bummer. Somehow Claude 3.7 must be like a priority thing for GitHub Copilot. Try get them on the free plan. I'm like not priority. Yeah, my dream for so I was sitting on an airplane one time, and there's a lady beside me, and her job was to do basically all the traffic planning for the city of Milwaukee. Um, and she was telling me about all the stuff they deal with like traffic lights and when there's repairs and modeling the flow of traffic. I just thought it was the coolest thing. That's where I got the idea of like trying to do something to see like could you actually simulate that in a good enough way. I don't think we're quite there yet, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do cursor. That's a bummer. Wonder if I could try. We could try O3 Mini. I just want to see how it works. I might just have to go ahead and upgrade. About. We'll do Sonnet 3.5. So I do like this better already. See, it's creating like a requirements file. That's actually pretty cool. And a README file. Breaking it up into 4 different classes. Huh. Cursor seems to be directing it a little bit better. We ended up with toggle adaptive timing. Man, I feel like Claude is just getting hammered. Like nobody. Nobody probably uses them like anything else right now. All right. Middle over here. This is kind of cool. Oh, you gotta let me know how it does, Sprinter. If it ends up doing well. Oh, okay. So I thought at first these lines were the roads, but I think the lines are like the edge of the roads. So stopping here. If this turns green, that car did not start moving. Yeah, I don't know what this is doing. Wait, no, now they're following the lines here. This is the most confusing traffic simulation. A bunch of cars sitting around the edge. I wonder why you can't post on my videos. Kind of concerning. Yeah, let me show you. I've been actually working on a series of prompts. Like, take a look at this dungeon crawler one I've been working on. I've actually been trying to go into like a lot of detail on what I want it to do, and I'm trying to like work on. My original goal was to have like a series of like simple prompts to let the kind of the AI do its own filling in the gaps. And then I wanted to build another set of prompts that actually are more detailed for like more complicated full applications. So my hope was that I don't know if you guys have seen me run this before, but this actually allows me to pit two like LLMs against each other. Um, and I want to be able to do it in both. The problem with the bigger ones is they just take a little bit longer to set up. Like what I'm thinking is like I actually want to create like a replacement for like Loom or a replacement for Calendly and like build an entire prompt for that. And then eventually I'd love to be able to get like an agent to be able to go through and actually do all the steps to try to get to the final output. Probably it's far off, but I'm trying to get like more advanced in building better application. Oh, okay. Let me try that. So let's just go ahead and nuke all of this here. And let's see, make a new chat. 7. Go back to see, 3.7 agent mode. Go. Go. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'll definitely try to check that out. Let's see that link. See a little bit better. Yeah, so what I'm actually working on, I don't know, I'd be curious to see what you guys think about this, but so this is what I do during the day. And a lot of the things that I've shown is built on this. So what we do is we're a Shopify app that we use AI behind the scenes to kind of automate a bunch of stuff. So there's a lot of like a lot of stuff I'm doing is actually testing. I'm actually building into our product. So here, for example, we actually have agents that run through behind the scenes that go and like gather a bunch of information and put it together and ultimately build like the way these e-commerce stores do it is they have a content calendar. You know, you get all these emails in your inbox. They plan that out a month in advance, and we help them kind of do that for them by looking at how well stuff has performed in the past, who they should target, and that kind of stuff, all using AI. And then ultimately, so like if I were to do something in here, I could be like, I want to make more sales, and I'm gonna sell my new dragon themed shirts. Avoid any promotions. And this actually kicks off down like a series of like agents that are actually running behind the scenes. And now like it's generated basically 4 campaigns for it. Now if you go into here, you can actually click make it happen. And what happens here now is it actually is kicking off basically a bunch of tasks. You can see here the AI is working on some of these right now. We're actually going through informing uh, the specific content that should go in the email. And what it does is I can show you, we have a lot of like knowledge about the store. They can come in. This is all a dev account currently, but you know, we pull in like all the products that they have, the language that they use on their store, the different campaigns they've ran in the past, that type of thing. Anyway, what you ultimately end up with is something like this. So this is sort of the high level. Um, this is one that I generated before, not now, because they're still generating. But it tells you like who you should target, when it should pre-schedule to go out, the content. You get the content brief. And now what I'm working on right now is this generate email. So what this will do is it actually takes and it puts together an initial version of an email So you just have to like change a little bit of stuff in it. It'll push it immediately to your email provider. So that's what I do. So a lot of the things that I'm testing, like with LLMs or when I'm talking about coding and stuff, I'm doing it with a lot of this stuff here. Currently, what we're using Claude 3.5. I'm gonna try 3.7 with some of the stuff, but we're also using O3 Mini and we use GPT-4o. We found that certain models just perform better with like certain things. And like right now, the email generation is actually happening with O3 Mini. So I've got like a series of O3 Mini prompts that are getting triggered uh, with some tool function calls and stuff like that. And honestly, I think the biggest problem I have right now is the size of some of these prompts. Let me show you one other thing here. So I've actually built this recently. We can actually manage the prompts that we're using in some of our agents. And they're getting kind of large. So you can kind of like lay these out and inject like dynamic data in there properly. Anyway, not to bore you guys too much, but this is us trying to actually like use AI to help brands like be more efficient, and it's working so far. Like we're getting some really good like feedback on it. I'm really nervous, honestly, to hit this view email design button because we're kind of in the middle of working on it. I'll go warn you, it could look like crap because this part is where I'm currently spending a lot of my time right now. But I'm gonna do it anyway, just for the sake of it. Yeah, so see, it's not terrible. This image isn't great here, but the overall layout's not bad. So we've got like some weird stuff here. This shouldn't be in there. But ultimately, our goal will be like if we can generate this, and you can always come in here and like edit this however you want to, which is the cool thing. Um, yeah. Anyway, that's what most of my day stuff is. Now let's see. Man, Claude 3.7's on it does not want to work in cursor. That's such a bummer. I'm so disappointed on that. I wonder if that's in Rue Klein, that feature you're talking about there. Let me take a look at what I got here for setting. I haven't done anything with memory management in Rue Klein. Or Rue Code. I keep calling it Rue Klein. Dude, I got way too many extensions that keep popping up. Advanced settings, probably. See if there's a memory setting in here. Enable memory management. Have you done that? I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah. The main info panel. Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'm also curious if Rue Code has it somewhere now too. Honestly, Rue Code is so good. Back to guy. I haven't put that in my experimental one yet. Or my insider edition yet. Go ahead and open. Where is it? A new folder. Yeah, just to show you kind of how this stuff works. What do I have selected right now? Actually want Claude 5 Sonnet or 3.7. I don't want Open Router. Yeah, there we go. This is super cool that they've actually updated this already on root code at 16,000 here. Or the thinking stuff there. Kick this off just to see, trying to show you what this does. I love this new reasoning thing that they do in here. Root code is just really crushing, in my opinion, for updating. Page has the custom instruction. And let's go for it. Have you guys seen the Claude plays Pokemon? See if I can get this one to theater mode while we're doing this. It's crazy. 1,700 people are watching this right now. So he has 4 Pokemon. He's got a Sparrow named Swift, a Nidoran named Spike, a Squirtle named Shell. It's level 10. A Pikachu named Bolt. That's so cool. Man, could you imagine them doing MTG? That'd be so sweet. They're just burning tokens like to have Pokemon Red play. I wonder if it's doing like any sort of. I know it's got to be doing some image stuff because I saw like a picture where they were showing like trees and stuff. But I wonder why he would try to go up there, knowing that's like a dead end. It's almost like he didn't know there was a tree stump. Yeah, I liked Windsurf 2 a lot, to be honest. The problem, honestly, was let's see if I can find it again. The problem really is just the amount that I use. I kept running out in Windsurf. Like I burnt through an entire month's supply in a few days, and then it booted me. Like basically, I'd have to go buy more credits. And maybe it'd be cheaper, honestly, for me to do that. But I also like the flexibility that I have in VS Code with root code because I'll bounce between different models. And a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll actually have 3 or 4 different IDEs open, and each of them's like doing something different with different models in them. I'm really curious what this is actually going to make. It's actually generating a decent amount of code. If you're not familiar with what Calendly is, it's basically I can send you a link and you can schedule a meeting with me with the time that I have open. And this is part of my theory is that like over time, applications or services like that might just go away because I just don't think if you can have AI like whip something out like that in a matter of a day, it's going to be very hard for them to sustain like charging what they do now. Oh, used, yeah. See, Kizzy, down in the same boat there. I just don't know. There's so many AI tools too, honestly. What I like about VS Code is I can keep like putting new ones in there and play with them, and I'm not kind of locked into an ecosystem. What I would really like is if Cursor and Windsurf released extensions I can install into VS Code, and I wouldn't even mind paying for them, so I could have it in my the things I've already got kind of set up with the way I like. So I tried doing chess with LLMs, and they were awful at it. I tried actually doing the image detection, and then I ended up trying to give it like the entire board state, like where every piece was, and it would still just make up piece. It had no concept of what it should play. And then I was like, I wonder if I could do some sort of fine tuning on output or like on like chess moves. Like, is there a way I could take like a library of like all the like a big library of chess games and then like fine tune a model to actually be good at playing chess? I just haven't got around to even trying to experiment with that. But man, they are terrible at playing chess. When I watched it a little bit earlier today, he was in a house, so he has at least moved from a house to a field, and now he really is looking at this tree a bunch. That's about all he's doing. Yeah, honestly, I actually debated that, Jay. I actually had it to where I let them just do whatever move they wanted, and it it was actually crazy. It was like not an actual game of chess, but like each of the LLMs would do like random moves. Insane. Let's see if cursor came back up. It just does not like me. I might actually go just pay for Cursor Pro and give it like for 1 month just to see how the new one is. I want to see him battle. Like I want to see like one of these things kick off over here. Do you think games like Magic the Gathering though would be simpler than chess? I've always felt like I don't know. I always felt like Magic the Gathering was kind of like a form of chess, if not even more complicated. Hard to say, to be honest. Yeah, because it should only. I wonder if it's just gonna run though. Like, look at all this code that Claude 7 is generating over here. This is crazy. We're up to 53 cents. No way this is gonna run in the first time, right? And these tools are just so darn good. Probably gonna have to switch my Node version. I'm on 22. That should be fine. This is one problem because I'm currently on my Windows computer. They always mess stuff up like this with the formatting. So now it's gonna fix it, but they never remember it. I kind of almost wish there was a way to like set that in a config somewhere. So the LLM knew kind of the format to put that code in. Because now look, it's gonna do it again. And these are gonna fail, and it's gonna be like, oh, okay, I see you're on Windows. Oh crap, we gotta fight. I totally missed it. What's he gonna do? Yeah, I like auto approve, but sometimes I've had it do things that I didn't like, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just try it. I'll put it on. See what happens. Let it go. You know who that guy is? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Rizal. I would love to figure out a way to save 40% of tokens. That would be insane. I have not enabled it correctly. You're right. That's Apparently it still wants to make directories. Have that approved. I can't even think of what you would do to reduce the token in group code. I already feel like it's way more efficient. Like if I was doing this in Claude code, I'd be at like 4 million tokens already. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but seriously, I added a button to a page and it was like 2 million tokens. And it blew my mind that I paid that much money. What would that be? So three, six, yeah, $6 and some for a button on a screen in token cost. And I've generated a ton here. He getting his butt kicked over here. Oh, you know what I bet he's talking about? Because I think I saw that. You can. Where did I see that? Maybe I imagined it. I thought you could actually add a custom. You know what it is? I bet you it's this because you can add like a new custom prompt. I bet he's changing that to do it. That's got to be what he's doing. I should play around with that. Bolt used Thundershock. And I think Bolt got this. I got to hit run command. That's super interesting, no one. It's probably a whole bit of research I could do. Just trying to learn how to like configure root code and Klein. I cannot believe, honestly, how good this has gotten. I basically said I want an application that replaces Calendly. I want it to look nice and run with Vue.js and Express, and it is just cooking. I'm gonna hit my. It's gonna get so large here that I'm probably gonna hit my token limit. I think I'm up to 80,000 now. Pretty sure I'm on that. I have two different keys. I'm pretty sure I'm on the one that's got 80,000 per minute that I can do now. I still I would be very wary if you guys are gonna play around with Claude Code. That honestly, I started working at like 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, I was at like 5 million tokens, and I had only done two minor things with Claude Code. It's awesome. I love the interface a lot. But man, does it eat tokens. I just can't even believe that. Yeah, 22K sounds awesome. My OpenAI usage. Let me see how bad that is today. Shouldn't be that bad, I hope. Yeah, so this is my OpenAI usage. Very low. Apparently, what did I do? I'm mainly using O3 Mini now, to be honest. 3.6 million tokens, 720 requests. Share this with people though. I think we're all sharing his key. A lot of it's in our dev environments. I should try the flash thing. That's a great idea. Let's do that. All right, let's switch this over. I'm gonna have to go to settings, models. I want that one. Please don't be. It's an agent mode only supports that, so can I use regular Gemini? No, I probably not. Do 03 mini. Oh, that's the one I have to have the pro version. Crap. I'm just gonna have to go buy it. Go grab it. Oh, is that actually the real one? Like the full R1 one? Let's see. R1. I wonder if that works in there. Could I not be using the composer mode? Maybe I don't do. Maybe I won't do the agent mode. We'll see what happens here. I honestly don't know enough about it to know the difference between the agent mode and not. Yeah, I actually was hoping Claude 3.5 would drop in price when 3.7 came out. Because I would probably just use that. If it like halved in price, I know they probably won't. But I feel like I would use that like crazy if it halved in price. What did it want me to do here? Can you make it? Yeah, I definitely need the agent mode. That sucked. Okay. Yeah, so let's take a look at where I'm at now. I'm probably gonna be over 20 million. Nope, 19,764,000. So if you think about it, it's $3 per million input tokens. So close to $60 and $15 per million output tokens. So I don't know, just $7. We have to average it. So I'm probably for today it's gonna be 65 bucks or something like that. Holy crap, it finished. What do you guys think? Do you think this is actually gonna work? Why does it want to run an echo command? Sure. What? The most. All right. Um. All right. Let's do this. Install. I mean, that is true, honestly. If you think about it, like $60 is like one dev hour, an inexpensive dev hour. That's a really good point. I think I've said this before. I'm probably just too cheap on it. Yeah, I think everybody's just hammering cursor right now. Okay, I also need to do the back end now. So let's go to all that. Then we'll have 8080 as the front end, 5000 as the back end. Run dev. If this doesn't have any errors to start with, my mind's gonna be blown. It wrote so much code. Deprecated more, and that's fine. Oh, we got a lot of errors. Those are linting errors. Oh, it can't find paths to files. I'm gonna tell it to go fix it. Happen. Go fix it. Oh my god, did you guys see the let me see if I can find this. You just made me think about the when you mentioned the 4K HP computer. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go through with this, but I pre-ordered something today. Pre-ordered this. So it's the Framework Desktop DIY edition, but it has the AMD AI Max 3000. I think it's the 3095. But apparently, you can, if you're running it on Linux, you can allocate 110 of those gigabytes to like run LLMs. And I threw some drives and stuff in there with it too. But I am pretty excited about this. Unfortunately, I got batch 2, so I didn't get the first batch. And they're so overwhelmed right now. They put you in line to be able to get actually in there. So I had to sit in line for 10 minutes. And then when I got there, the Q2 batch was already gone, and the Q3 batch was there. I grabbed the top one, which the base price of it at 1970 isn't bad because you don't have to buy all this stuff. Like you get to bring your own coolers, your own cords, if you have drives, you can pop those in. So they're not like nickel and dime you for 128 gigabytes of RAM. I'm also a cheapskate, to be honest with you. It's one of the reasons why I like GitHub Copilot so much because $10 a month, and it just I could do pretty much anything I want in there. Yeah, you thought like the framework website was a joke? This one? Let's see. Yep, so they still have some of the Q3 batches in there. Batch 1 and batch 2 are sold out. I think maybe I'm batch 2. I can't remember now. I think I might be batch 2. And this is batch 3. It ships in Q3. Kizzy, I definitely am on board with that. Like, do as much of that for free as you can. I have the thing that I have going is my company that we have a lot of like AI APIs and stuff that we can use for like development, so that's helpful. But me personally, I think my expenditure on AI is getting a little too high because I'm paying for Grok, Claude, OpenAI, OpenRouter. Is there anything else? There probably is that I'm not thinking about. That Grok is like 35 bucks a month or something. I paid for a year. Claude's 20, OpenAI's 20, and then OpenRouter I put about $50 of tokens in there a month. That adds up. Tray. I have not heard of Tray. And there are so many of these tools. Let's check out Trey real quick. Another IDE? Why? Ooh, wow. I like the branding, styling. This free? This may sound sad, but autocomplete, still like it, but I don't use it as much anymore as I used to. Compatible with VS Code plugin. Oh, here's an example. Do you know what AI it's using behind the scenes on Trey? You get to configure that? That's pretty sweet. Oh, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, so you can change it. Didn't see it before. Man, I don't know. There's just too many IDEs. Got another error. Oh, Trey's not even on Windows. I do dual boot. I have Linux on a computer right back there, and also dual boot Linux on this one. It's just kind of a pain to switch back and forth between them, to be honest. Parth, yeah, I should do something on setting up the autonomous AI writer. I've actually been talking to a lot of people that have actually written some pretty interesting books on it. I need to go back to that and like do an update on it. I've actually learned a bunch about autogen. Not autogen. Is it autogen? Blinking on it now. Hold on a second. Yeah, the autogen framework. Since I did that, and I think I could actually even improve it. I could do an update on it to make it even better. Uh, Let me do another install just to make sure. Serve this. Leave no errors. You have got to be kidding me. Check out what it built. No, why did it error there? It looked so good for a few seconds. Here, let me just close that. We can still see it. All right, I'm gonna see if some of these links work. What? I'm gonna sign up. There's no way this is actually gonna work, right? There's gonna be errors in here. All the WebSockets are failing, so that means my server isn't working. See, Jeff, that's the problem I was running into, to be honest with you. The AI book writer. We could pull up that repo. So the issue that I ran into is like I can get. Let me back up a second. The main issue that I ran into, and I worked on this for quite a while, was getting the length of the chapter correct. Because I wanted it to be, if you think like a chapter is typically like 3,000 to 5,000 words, getting that, a single chapter from an LLM is really hard. So I actually broke it up into all these like different stages to try to actually help it to where it would actually do like an outline of a chapter and have all the key moments and build it out. And I could get it up to around like 2,000 to 2,500 words, but I could never hit that sweet spot, which is really that 3,000 that I wanted. Someone asked me this question the other day. So, what I typically use on it, if I weren't like testing something, what I typically use is I'm going to use the Gemini Flash 2.0 experimental one. And so Google Gemini has it, but I typically do it through OpenRouter. It's just easier because I can keep all my keys there. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll have Flash 2.0. Sometimes I'll use the free version because I don't want to pay for the money, and it's totally fine. The thinking version, I don't know. I've had mixed results with that. I feel like just the Flash one's just totally fine. So if I'm doing any sort of like light work, I'll switch to Flash, and an entire day can go by, and I'll spend, if I'm using the free version, nothing. But I could also go through and like spend maybe $1, and I've done a ton of stuff. But a lot of times, let me open up another repo. I'll show you some of the stuff that I have to build. Um, window, QwQ augment. Let me try to think of one. Propensity. Uh, if I'm doing something like this, which is sort of a Python model, which has to, well, I don't want to overcomplicate the conversation, but basically we have like this metric system where you can go and like gather data, and that's the data gathering part there. We can process it, and then, but also ultimately, like what this is doing is it's creating like a ML model. So it's taking like feature. I don't know if you're familiar with like RFM analysis. So it basically looks at like recency, frequency, and monetary value. So it's like how recent has someone came, how much money have they spent, all that stuff. Anyway, anytime I'm doing like machine learning models in any way whatsoever, Claude is by far the best. I haven't tried it with 3.7, but 3.5 just beat everyone else on that. Um, so when I'm doing like Python machine learning models, Claude, if I'm doing like view code and I'm just doing like basic stuff, it's totally fine, in my opinion, to hold on a second. It's totally fine to just use Gemini Flash 2.0 because it'll just save you so much money. And then in the case of, something a little bit more complex, for example, if I have like a mock-up that I wanted to build, like if I had a mock-up of like this screen and I were to give this to Claude 3.5, it'd build it like perfectly. Where I haven't found another model to be able to do that. The Gemini Flash doesn't do it that good. DeepSeek doesn't. Any of the multimodal models that you can put images into, I haven't been able to find any that replicate it as well. Honestly, Grok 3 is freaking amazing. I just wish it had an API, which I don't know if you guys saw this, but let me just show you. I actually was playing around with, I don't know if they'd get mad at me for doing this, but I actually found that you can actually call this API right here, and you can pass in like the header information along with it. So if I were to like copy this as like a curl request, I can actually hit this and modify the message that I'm sending and call the API outside of their website. So I don't know exactly like how mad they would be if I did that, because I totally debated trying to build trying to do something with their API. And then the other thing that I found was they have this like rate limit, which apparently I don't have any rate limits on me right now. Sometimes it'll tell me I only have like 20 messages left or 30 messages left. So I was thinking a combination between that and this, I could probably do a decent job not raising suspicion by hitting that API. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have played with that or not, but Grok 3 is freaking amazing, especially when you put Think on. All right, let me see if we can figure out what's going on here with this app. Oh, I think I just need that module. I bet you that should be the front end. And I keep putting the wrong command in the npm install. I yeah, Jeff, I totally debated doing it, but I did not because I do not want to cause problems. Paste this error in here. Yeah, you have to pass it, Kizzy. You have to pass in like the header information that comes along with it. If you do that copy as curl, it works perfectly. And then I was able to extract like the header values, and then I could take it and put it into Postman and do it. Oh, you think 1206 was way better? I don't remember which one that one was. I feel like I tried that one. That was back when it was like in experimental mode, I'm pretty sure. Wait, did they rate limit me down to 20,000 now? That was 80,000 earlier today. You guys, oh crap! I just remembered I'm paying the monthly fee for Gemini too. That's another $20 and all the things I'm paying for. I mainly paid for it because before Grok came out, they were the only ones that had something like deep research. And I used to do like some really interesting like just research things for the company just to find out stuff about competitors and things that were happening in the market, and it would do a decent job at it. I may cancel this one now, to be honest, and just use the AI Studio API keys as part of it. I can just pay for it on a per usage basis. I have actually tried LangChain. Um, there's another one that let me see if I can find, what was it called? Chain ML? No, Chain. Yeah, it's this one. Also, was playing around with this one too. It's a small. I actually know the people that wrote it. They call it Council for Chain. It's called Chain ML. Played around with this one. The one that I've used the most though is AutoGen, and I've just found it. What's weird is a lot of people say this one's more complicated. I found that LangChain is actually convoluted, and again, like it could just be me not using it enough, but I felt like AutoGen just made sense for how everything worked. Where LangChain, like I'd get an update and then the stuff I'd done it broke. Like there's just a lot of like fragility to it. So I abandoned LangChain, and that may be stable now. I need to go back to it and play with it, but AutoGen is I really like it a lot, to be honest. And I've done some like such interesting tests with it. Oh yeah, let's try that actually. The someone said to try the flash thinking with apps. All right, let's see. What is the number one? I actually don't even know what I should ask this, to be honest. YouTube video on AI. Airhead by Shy Kids. What else can I ask it? Can you give me directions to uh, Green Bay, Wisconsin? I just want to see if we can access Google Maps. That's super sweet. Huh. Video goes through coder without. That's a good idea. Dude, that is insane. That is crazy. What could I do with this? Search. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. Yeah, apparently I have hit all of my limits. Apparently. So let's cancel that. I'm just gonna do this manually. I do want to see if I can get this thing working. All right. Still running. Yeah, I'll probably have to play around with this some more. Let's go into Copilot. I am tapped out on credits over there. I actually am. I have wanted to play around with this a lot. I need to think about what I could do with it. Super incredible. So give me the top 10 commerce stores on Shopify and their corresponding um, LinkedIn information. I wonder if I can do stuff like that. I should hit search on that. That's pretty sweet. Steve Madden, I know for sure, is one. They're actually really big. I don't know about Peloton if they're on Shopify. I think Gymshark is. Dude, that is actually amazing. That's definitely the problem. That's why I like building the app that I'm working on now, because a lot of the stuff I experiment with, like I'm doing one now. Oh, I could probably pull this up. Let me see if I can find it. Let me actually open up a new window. I'm gonna have so many windows open here. I'm gonna uninstall this. It's getting annoying that it pops open every time. I think it's gonna be. Yeah, this guy. So one of the things that I've been playing around with is, and I do think this will work in my product. So imagine you've got a bunch of like tables, and I do. I have like 50 or 60 of them, and you have all these customers asking you for different ways to look at their data. I was thinking like I'm using a couple different. Actually, which AI am I using now? I think I'm using Claude currently. Um, but this is actually using AutoGen, or it was at one point. Yeah, I'm using AutoGen to actually basically use like an agentic workflow. So this isn't like a full like autonomous agent. It uses like an agentic workflow. Anyway, let me just run this. I'll show you what it kind of does. It's kind of neat actually, because the objective of this is like, can I build something into my application to where you can talk to your data? A lot of the customer, we like every day, we're constantly getting stuff from our customers where it's like, hey, we'd like to see data in this way, or look at it in a certain way. There you go, now it's loaded. So check this out. So what you can do, you'd be like, I'm gonna try to come up with something. I have 4 tables currently that I've mocked up in here in this prototype. So we can do like order refunds and be like, give me orders per, give me refund amount per month over the last 12 months. And then, window's not big enough. Generate SQL. So this will, why didn't it get the table information? Of course it failed. Oh, my timestamp, look at that. Jeez. When I switch between Linux and Windows, it always does this. All right, get rid of that. All right, let's try it again. So that now what it's going to do is actually using LLM to pick the table it needs to look at, or multiple, because it'll actually use multiple. Generate the SQL query. It has to be in Presto, because this is using like AWS Athena. And then I'll execute it. It'll put out the data here, and it tries to visualize it. I hope it works. Yes, so you can see here, you can see the refunds that this store got per month for the last year without me having to do like a dashboard for them. We could just they could ask that question, and then theoretically we could save off the query if they like it and the visualization of it. Isn't that cool? And I've actually done some more complicated ones too. So it'd be like, give me something like that. So it'll look at different customers and stuff. Wouldn't this be neat though, like to actually build into the app that I was showing before, to where you can actually just have a conversation, give it to stores, and they could. I don't have to go and build all these dashboards and stuff. Show you kind of some of the dashboards that we do. So yeah, here's a list of all the customers that have like a high churn score. That's their unique ID that they have there. It's so cool. So otherwise, what you end up doing is you end up building like dashboards like this all the time for everything that they want, and it's just a lot of work to maintain that. Where I could build an automated system where they can actually, like get the data and then pick how they want to visualize it, and then I can like save it for something for them in particular in that format. I don't know, I'm a ways from that, but that's one of the ideas I'm cooking on in the background. And I really wish I could get this working. I should have loaded it up in the Insider Edition here. See what's going on. But the app is actually looking good. I just want to see the other pages I put together because if you look in the you look in here, where did I see that before? Front end views. You can see they've got like a decent number of pages that they've created. Might just have to manually fix this. Like for every one of them. I kind of just want to disable the lint. Or that for now. Let me see if any of this other stuff is working. 3. It's actually calling a network message. Yeah, so the context of the code base is something, it's actually a real problem, to be honest with you. Let me go, I'll show you. Uh, like this is a really big code base here. And to try to do like anything, like to do anything across files, you kind of have to direct the AI. But I've actually been kind of liking Augment for that. I don't have this one synced and I do not want to sync it. I think I talked about this before too, but I have this one synced. But the syncing of your code to their server is kind of like an iffy thing for me. I'm gonna think of something like very broad. So you tell me the flow happens to generate an email. Where should look in code see the button that starts it. Sometimes this will work, sometimes it won't. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's because I have to add the I gotta add the nope. Where's there's like a way to add the whole code base. Lose my mind here. It used to be like right here. Uh, at the source, I guess that'll probably work. See, that's sucking today. Yeah, the model is not great for coding at all. Even though they say they actually work with Claude 3.7 Sonnet now. Confused about this. Oh, you know what? I deleted it there. Okay, hold on. I don't know how to get that folder back in there if I actually accidentally remove it. See if it'll go and do it now. There we go. Yeah, this is unbelievable to me when this works. I mean, could you imagine? Like I've gone when I was working at I started working at a company in Madison one time, and I got thrown into this like giant code base. And you're just kind of like searching and trying to figure out your way through it. I like could not imagine having a tool like this to just be able to go like, "Hey, tell me where to start. I want to work on the email generation piece." And it gives me all of it. And this is exactly correct. Holy crap, it even goes into creating the campaign process. That's funny. We have our reset email pass or yeah, reset password email, and it actually found that too. That's super cool. Apparently I lost my connection though. It's unfortunate. That's crazy. Super, super, super cool though. Where are all these? Let's go try Grok and see what they say about that. I don't feel like thinking through that right now. Yeah, it's so true, Kizzy. These things are just amazing. Yeah, I do need to set up a local Mongo database at some point. I mainly am using Postgres for everything. So I use PG admin. I have a local one running, and then I also use it to connect to some remote ones as well for all my database stuff. Fruit code is going to actually work now. Let's run that, please. I really just want to turn it off, which it. Okay. Let's want to see the API calls here. Yeah. Or the link calls. Note this. Is it actually calling an API at all? Yeah, it's not calling anything. Wait, it did call register. But let me see what you're talking about, Kizzy. Hold on a minute. I may have missed that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So and I actually used to do that kind of manually, where you'd have like DeepSeek R1 kind of playing out the work, and then Claude be the coder agent. I could totally see. Could you imagine like having that work in here where you can actually have the architect or the ask mode be one model without having to go in and like change it, which is what I currently do. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be so cool. I wonder if there's a way to do that. You're totally right. Kizzy, you're awesome. I totally missed that it actually wants a local version of Mongo running. That's so funny. That is super funny. Let me do that real quick. Let's see if there's an easier way. Might have to just install it from. Duh. I need it on port 2717. It'd be so cool if this worked. Did you maybe you save this? We'll see. Um, I don't need any special thing for that. This. I need to spend more time with Aider or Aider, however you pronounce that. I've seen so many people talk about that. I switched it back to the network service when Kizzy. I realized that too as I was doing it. That's a good call. The one thing I do use this for is I love these LLM leaderboards that they have on here. Claude 3.7 is number one right now. DeepSeek R1 plus Claude 3.5 is number two. Holy crap, this might do what you were saying. You could have, look at the cost difference though. What? $186? Brutal. That's brutal. Have the prompt specified local storage. Yeah, the cost is way too much. I'm just curious. Could be localhost 2717. Make a database called view Calendly. And I wonder if this is for my Gmail secret here. Or if that's actually using it. Hmm. That's just my encoding key. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. This stuff doesn't matter. All right. Happens. Boom. Signed up immediately. That's awesome. Good call. All right, so let's go see. Can I make a event? Like, this is on the freaking believable. Call this 30-minute chat. I definitely need some styling. Google Meet. Availability. Oh man, the styling's rough. That's all fixable. Event type. That is amazing. The link that I put in there. Yeah, so look, it would actually go there. Let me click it. That. Oh man. Pick. I don't even know. There we go. What? That is insane. Literally, I didn't do anything. Kizzy helped me with the database, catching that error. But otherwise, man, this is great. That's insane. I bet you I could hook up my literally just a few minutes of running root code. We have a basically kind of functioning version of Calendly that we could go and deploy, get styled up nicely, and be up and running. Insane. Yeah, styling's perfect. It's definitely coder styling. This is how I'd style stuff back before LLMs were around. I hated CSS. They're my beautiful buttons here. Actually, let me book a meeting. I just want to see what that does. I feel like so. Go to the 25th. One at 9:30. I am Mr. Fantastic. Fantastic.com. Hope this works. Schedule event. Does this add to calendar actually work? Okay, that's smart. Tells me that would be implemented there. Cool. I don't think it's actually going to send an email either. View my booking. That's so cool. Yeah, totally, Kizzy. You could totally do that. Unbelievable. I don't even know where it got this image from. It pulled it from Unsplash randomly. Kind of funny. What these icons? Okay, those are just regular icons. Emoji. Are those emoji? Yeah, that's cool. Dang, that's Claude 3.7, root code, made a version of Calendly without me really doing anything but pushing OK and then setting up MongoDB. That's crazy. I totally did not expect it to get. When I typically what I see is like it'll do like a small part of it, but it literally just kept going. I think it was that thinking, the thinking part. I think guided it a lot more because it like built an entire plan around it. To your point, Kizzy, on having like that architect or like some sort of like thinking like to build out that entire plan. I mean, we've got honestly more functionality than I ever thought would happen when I kicked that off. Different event types. Its styling is awful. Oh my god, that's funny. So funny. Oh yeah, should we check the API? All right, let me go back to here. Huh. Why it didn't go up? Hmm. Do have another account. I wonder if I'm using my other account. We'll load into that one real quick. I don't think I am though. Oh, two-factor. That's true. Let's take a look at that. Maybe look at the. I tried. I killed it because of the. It kept timing out on me. Oh, I guess I am using my other one because I haven't used this one in forever. I must accidentally have that key in there. So 3.2 million to do that. It's all on February 26th. So that would have been. Guess what we did now. What would that be? So $369. Maybe $10 counting some of the output tokens to build that. That's why I was hitting my limits because this is my little account. I don't have like any. Oh, I gotta switch over to my other one. Like, look at this compared to this one's limits. I get a lot more limits on this one. The 50 versus 20. That's exactly why I was timing out. Yeah, $10. It takes a little bit for pricing to like kick in. So crazy. Oh man, that's exciting. I will also say I'm probably out of credits on Open Router too, to be honest with you. I think I burned through most of them. Take a look. Let's see here, credits. I have $1 left. Yeah, I was just burning. This is all Claude 3.7. I'd make that bigger. Either way, so much Claude 3.7. But you'll see this if you go back far enough, you can kind of see here that a lot of the ones I use is the Gemini 2 one. And like, look at the cost of this, like pennies, like fractions of a penny. And then you get into Claude, and it's just like 10 or 20 times more than that, typically for everything. Through code GitHub Copilot model integration. I'm not sure I know exactly what you mean by the GitHub. So the I know the Claude 3.7 Sonnet is now in the Copilot, GitHub Copilot here, but I'm not sure what you mean by the root code GitHub Copilot model integration. $10? Yeah. This is where models need to be priced, in my opinion. 40 cents per million, 10 cents on the input. Like, this is sweet. Like, you can do so much with this price and not feel like you're burning money down the toilet. Because, like, even if the model messes up and I wasted 500,000 tokens, I don't care. It's 20 cents. But if Claude messes up, I'm paying $7.50 for that 500,000 token. Oh, really? Let me look at that. I actually did not know that. Oh, see if there's VS Code in the dropdown. Okay, gotcha. VS Code LM API. There's just this VS Code LM API. The ones that I've actually tried, I've probably have. Yes, I use the DeepSeek one a lot, but the API kind of. I wonder if it's good now. This used to be the one I used like consistently all the time, but then everybody found out about it, and then the API started failing on me too much. I switched off of it. There's my OpenAI one. This is one that I was playing around with, trying OpenAI compatible. LM Studio, I love. You can. This is probably a problem, but look at all the models I have installed on LM Studio. That's ridiculous. But I love playing around with them so much. Some of the distilled ones are actually pretty good too. And then Olama, I shouldn't have. I have this installed on Olama, not as many. I don't even know what these are. Requesty. It's probably like an open router thing, it looks like. Cool. Yeah, I probably. Yeah, I'm getting low on space. This drive I've got partitioned off partially for Linux. And then this one, And I guess 1.4 or 4 terabytes of that one, and then this one. 0.2 vision. Are you running on Windows, Jay, or are you running on Linux to get that vision working? This is the one I've been wanting to get running so bad. Qwen 2.5 VL. I keep watching for that model to come out. Yeah, so I don't think anyone's got it running in like a GGov format yet. But my testing I did in the cloud with this, which was phenomenal, especially the 72 billion one. Yeah, Linux, that makes sense. I actually don't know about that. Holy crap. Izzy, you're right. I never even clicked on this to even know this was here. Uh, okay, now I gotta try this. No, oh, no. Save. If this works for free, I am going to gonna blow my mind. Gonna be totally honest with you. Okay. Okay. Oh. No, why is it not supported? That's a shame. Let me try it without the thinking here. Hold on. Dang it. Do any of them work? 3.5 works? 3.5 works, but 3.7 doesn't. Which maybe it would eventually work. Use this for free? All this time. I've been paying for tokens for 3.5. I feel kind of cheated now. Izzy, I think you just saved me a lot of money for the rest of the week. Oh, okay, let me try that. So let me get rid of, let me just close that out and open up the new chat. If I have it there, make a new chat here. I have to pick the thought. I'm gonna do the thinking one so it kind of matches. Save. No. Let's see here. What else could I try? If I did. Gotta kick off the thing. Wonder why it wouldn't work from there. I wonder if there's like a different API format or something. Let me see, I'll type something else in over here. See if I can get it to actually like. Sweet if this works. Should be the same. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I authenticated with GitHub from VS Code. I assume it'd use the same thing. Good question though. Okay. You guys get that working, Kizzy. You got to let me know, because that would be sweet. And maybe it will eventually. Okay, it's spazzing out on the right side over there. That's kind of cool. I'm still very happy about using Claude 3.5 in here. Granted, I lose the like image and the computer use. I'm fine with the prompt cache and not being there. Button styles. Yeah, you guys did that. I'm just gonna. Oh. Make anything better. All right, go to dashboard. And nope, I don't know what changed. Unless live reload isn't working. I have to rebuild. It is rebuilding. I'm surprised. I was expecting it to pick up these buttons and at least make something look a little bit better. Unfortunate. Well, what did you say? Yeah, that makes sense, Kizzy. That doesn't work. I'm super hyped that you told me about this, though. I had no idea that I could actually do it through VS Codes. I'm gonna probably use this a lot tomorrow. Actually, no, I need to try Cursor. I gotta stay on that train. I'm gonna sign up for Cursor and spend a day with that. And I'm gonna try to see if I can actually get this to actually work now. Nah, they're so overwhelmed. Tried for the last couple hours now. Yeah, let's try O3 Mini. It looks like it's gonna work. O3 Mini. It's actually doing a really good job reading the right files here. Yeah, it's weird. I do pay for Copilot. I wonder. I gotta close out some. I won't just tell it specifically what button to change here, because Dude, I am so blown away that this is gonna work. Rebuild. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to dig into this manually. It does not know how to style these buttons at all. Keeps trying, but it does not. Yeah, you're no kidding. O3 Mini and Claude for free in here. That's huge. In Rue code. I'm super pumped about that. Did you know about that, or were you just kind of guessing before? That seems like a big find. We got O1 GA. Work. We can use O1 too. If it is here. O1 is expensive. I was using it in production for a little bit of time, and the pricing of that is crazy. Check this out. $60 per 1 million output tokens. 15 per 1 million input. So it's 5 times more than Claude on the input, and then 4 times more on the output than Claude. That is so crazy. I don't actually know if it's going to work or if it's just going to sit there and time out. It's all right. So if you just jumped in, we use Claude 3.7 Sonnet to basically, I don't know what you guys would say, but kind of one shot it through Rue code, and it created a Calendly application that it's working really well. Styling is kind of garbage, but it's got basically all the functionality I would imagine that it would need here. So cool. You see my upcoming booking. This is one I actually booked with Mr. Fantastic. And then what Kizzy pointed out here is in Brew Code, you can actually select VS Code LM API and then pick some of these. Now, 3.7 Sonnet's not working, but 3.5 Sonnet is. And that is freaking amazing. I actually looked at the Code Assist thing today. Zoom. Let me see if I can find the release of it. With Gemini Code Assist. It's this guy. Yeah, so I was watching. Where did I see it? At zoom in. It reminded me a lot of what was that one that I was using? Continue.dev or continue dev and how theirs works. I'd be curious, Zoom, like for the context window in particular, like because you mentioned the 180K completions. That seems like something we would never hit, right? Like that just seems insane. But what I was actually more interested in it is like the context window that Gemini provides compared to like some of the other model. Because I haven't been able to really test like its 1 million token context limit. I'm assuming that's actually part of this. Let me just search 1 million. They don't actually mention a context window in there, but I know Gemini 2.0 Flash does have a 1 million. 180,000. Dude, they are trying to win. That's what I'm wondering. 180,000 code completion. I don't think I could ever hit that in an entire month. I don't think there's any way. What would that be? So you'd have to do. You did 180,000. And you coded every day for 30 days. You have to do 6,000 a day. You divide that. Let's say you only code for 10 hours. 600 an hour. Do 10 a minute. Am I doing the math right? How could you ever hit that? It's crazy. Yeah, I honestly should try this out. So currently, what I have in mind is I have so in my make sure I got the right one because I have two different versions of VS Code installed. So in this one, my regular version, I'm actually using Augment, their code completion currently, and I have Copilot turned off. And then in my Insiders edition, I'm using the Copilot um, code completion, and I don't have Augment installed on this one. Let me see if that changed anything. I really don't think it knows how to fix buttons. I should try the Copilot or the Gemini Code Assist to see how that works. I don't think it's going to do like what we just did with root code, where it basically just created this entire app for us without me doing anything. You know what? I think it fixed these buttons. Maybe these are the buttons it found. It's got like a little bit of a highlight on it now. It actually made this look good. But I think I need to be very specific about fixing this stuff. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. 3.7 is solid. I'd be curious, do you guys think it's like an order of magnitude better than Claude 3.5 or kind of like an incremental upgrade? You know, I think I'm landing in a place where currently it feels like a nice incremental increase, which gives me hope that 4 or when they release 4, it'll be like a big jump in progress forward. All right, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up here a little bit. I gotta get up and go to work in the morning. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Super fun. All right, everybody. Later. Have a good night.